Hello guys, welcome to another video. I hope you are all doing safe. Wow, that doesn't make sense. I hope you are all safe and doing well. Today, I'm coming at you with a testing video. I have got in front of me here, let me get it out of the packaging. I always struggle with packaging, always. So this is the High Coverage Foundation by The Ordinary. Most of you probably know The Ordinary as being skincare. So they do lots of different acids for the skin. They do lots of different treatments, often in like they kind of look like this, but with like a pipette at the top. But what you might not know is they also do a foundation. I bought this off Beauty Bay. The best part is this was £5. £5. Half a tenner. Most of you can probably do maths. That is a crazy price for a foundation. Now, getting it out the pack, like, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit bigger. The amount of product you get is like half the size of the box because the little squirty pump thing takes up half the size of it. So that kind of makes sense why it is so cheap, because it is in such a tiny bottle. It's 30 milliliters. Jumping in, getting a £5 foundation is all well and good because it's not going to break the bank. However, if it's £5 wasted, you guys could be £5 richer, which is why I'm going to test this out for you. I have the shade 2.0N, which is light medium neutral. It's SPF 15. I didn't know that, which is an added bonus. The pigmentation in my face is so much more pink than my body. And obviously if I'm doing a full face of foundation, I'm going to want it to match my body rather than my face. So this actually looks like it could be a banging match. So let's just squirt it on my hand. How do you twist it? There we go. Okay, so it's quite runny, but it's quite a good consistency. It's not too runny, it's not too thick. Let's just... I'm so lucky that's actually a really good match because I only bought one bottle. I only bought one shade. Now it's on my face. I did not think this through. I'm gonna have to work fast in case it dries. On one side of my face, I'm gonna use a brush. So let's just, okay. Maybe a tad too dark. But that's okay because it's nearing summer, so hopefully I'll be getting a tan. She says hopefully. It's definitely high coverage. It is covering up everything that needs covering. Oh, there's an eyelash on me. Get up. It is matte, but it's also got a slight sheen. Like, it's not glowy, but it's not matte. So I just popped another pump on there. Get me some forehead action. Yeah, definitely a little bit dark for my skin and potentially a little bit too orange. I think I'm slightly more olive. It's a little bit too warm toned for me, but I did get neutral with a little bit of concealer to lighten it up. I think that'll be all right. It is definitely high coverage, so if you're into a more lightweight finish, then probably not for you. Then on the other side of my face, gonna use a beauty blender and we're gonna see which applies better. So I've popped a couple of pumps on there. So it actually applies a lot more sheer with a beauty blender. It clearly picks up less product so that you can build it instead of just kind of packing it all on at once and blending it out. This is a lot more workable. So that actually means that, like, if you're not a high coverage kind of girl, you can use this and just use a beauty blender to apply and just apply one layer and blend that out. If you're looking for something a little bit more, just add a few more layers. And so it's actually a really versatile foundation, which is good. It just means it's suiting everybody. Okay, so I definitely prefer applying it with the beauty blender. which is unusual because I've actually been reaching for a brush a lot more often recently. With the brush, I think it has sunk into my pores quite a bit more. I think with a beauty blender, it just kind of applies a lot more. It kind of applies more like I haven't got like 4 layers of foundation on my face. It's less cakey with a beauty blender, I think. Just gonna take it down the neck a little bit. So with this, oh wow, okay, I'm gonna wait till I finish that before I start talking. Also, I pumped 2 pumps onto my hand for this side of my face, and I used the brush, and then I had to go back in with another couple of pumps to finish it off. But with this side, I used 2 pumps and I did the entire side of my face and down my neck, and I've still got some spare. So I think the product spreads a lot better with a beauty blender as well. I think this is definitely a beauty blender kind of foundation. I'm just gonna pop a tiny bit more where I've got a couple of blemishes. I think it's actually an alright shade. As long as it doesn't oxidize, it is literally verging on being too dark. So any darker, I just, you know, it wouldn't be right. But I think I can get away with this actually, especially if I've fake tanned. It is a little tiny bit cakey, but I am a fan of the finish. It's a really lovely finish, considering I prefer a more dewy foundation. And I'm not actually a fan of high coverage as well. I like a more lightweight consistency. I do actually like this. It's not my regular cup of tea, but I reckon I can mess with this, especially like on a night out where I'm looking for that little bit extra. I'm intrigued to see how that will progress throughout the day. Okay, so I have had a super busy afternoon. It is now 9:30 in the evening, so this face of makeup has been on for about 6.25 hours to be precise. This face of makeup has also withstood quite a bit. So the video I filmed earlier was an outfit video, and there were about like 9 different outfits in there, and obviously I was like changing my top over and over again, pulling it over my makeup. So the fact that it doesn't look like any of this foundation has come off my face is already a win. Let's just have a quick gander. When I say the word gander, I either say it in a really posh British accent or an Australian like outback accent. It's either a gander or a gander. I really need to stop talking. So I have quite a bit of obvious creasing like around my nose and in the creases of my mouth. And I think the foundation has actually gathered quite a bit around my mouth. Potentially because like that's where you get a bit of like peach fuzz. You can only see it when it's like when I'm like looking this close. Plus I'm looking for flaws, so but like you guys probably can't see. In fact, you guys most definitely cannot see the little tiny things that I'm picking up on. It has worn down a little bit actually around my forehead. I had a couple of blemishes there earlier, and I can kind of see them again through the foundation, so it's worn down a tad. But other than that, I think it's done quite well, especially because like I get a very oily face. I get an oily forehead, chin, and nose/cheek area right here. And I don't think I look that greasy. Like often, sometimes when I test new foundations, by the end of the day, I just look wet. Like my face just looks like I have so much excess oil, but I don't think that's the case. I think I have more of a healthy glow today. So I think this foundation does have a little bit of oil control actually, which is good. It also hasn't oxidized throughout the day. Like it stayed the same shade. It's not any more orange than it was. It's not any darker. It's still relatively my skin tone. Honestly, it's not my favorite foundation. Like I'd choose the NARS Luminous Weightless foundation. That is such a bomb foundation. Or the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. That's also a really, really nice one. They're a little bit more lightweight and they're a little bit more dewy. So I think it's just preference. But I think this is still actually a really, really good foundation. And not gonna lie, for £5, that's incredible. If you like a higher coverage, you don't want to spend lots of money on an everyday foundation, this for £5 would be a really good alternative, and then you can save the expensive stuff for the special occasions. So in my opinion, the Ordinary High Coverage Foundation is definitely worth the small £5 that you would be spending on it. I will link it in the description box below. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys soon for another video.